Hi guys! Yay! You know what time it is. It's time for your Aquarius monthly reading, and this reading is for the month of October 2019, but as you guys know, it is definitely timeless and it can be open to anyone who finds their story being resonated here. Of course, you, my dear viewer, know who you are and who the other person is or who the players are in this situation. So I'm going to refer to you as Aquarius, but please fit yourself in. Alright, so before I even begin, I just want to let you guys know that as I was doing this, I just got this feeling, a strong feeling that this is definitely a karmic situation that we're going to be talking about. But also I was feeling this like, black magic. I hate to say that, BM. Not the BM that we usually know, but straight up black magic. And in fact, the song Black Magic Woman was playing, and whenever I tend to get this card, the Merkaba Spiritual Protection, number 25, anytime I get that card going into a reading and I feel that it's for me, that's my spirit guide's way of saying suit up, because we're gonna be dealing with some God, I just almost said enemies. Okay, speak it, Lord. But I was going to say dealing with some energies that are going to be tough. But enemies, energies, you heard it. Okay, I'm back. Just did a quick pause. So let's open with a prayer, because these energies are definitely quite heavy. All right, so dear God, we all come here together and we ask for full protection on all levels of the field and all directions of time. We ask that anything that is presented here to us be presented with the intention of being loving, being compassionate, being kind, and above all, being informative and healing. So as we come here, we release and surrender anything that is not of the light to you, God. And we ask, dear God, that you take anything that we may not even be aware of, but that may be blocking us and that may be stopping us from being our most authentic, most loving and loved self. We ask that anything that is produced, any fears, any anguish, anxiety, desolation, desperation, any words that come to our own minds, that those be taken away, especially after we are done this reading. Let us all be relaxed during this reading. As I'm saying this prayer, I'm also feeling like we need to end what's the word? Sorry, the spirit is so much. We need to clear our ears, all right? So our spiritual ears, dear God, if there's anything that has been worked against us and has been said to us on any level of the field, even if it's not physical, that has been spoken to us and that we've heard or received or picked up on in our mental fields or any of our fields, please, we ask that you take it out and we unclog that. I'm seeing that here already. Look at that. Anything that has been thrown towards us or put in front of our eyes, our spiritual eye, our mental eye, anything, we ask that that be released as well. And anything that has been placed upon our head so that we may not think, because I got a lot of confusion here, anything placed upon our head so that we may not think and so that we may not be in the light and be receptive to it, dear God, we release now when we raise up to you. Because we know that these things, sometimes knowing is half the battle. Sometimes what you don't know can hurt you because we allow ourselves to be too... the word is incomplete that wants to come out, but also too occupied with other things that we don't pick up that, hey, I'm feeling uncomfortable. That must mean what? I'm hungry. We're not so in tune with our body. Some of us have been delving into things we don't need to be delving into. Look at her hands. Look at her hands. Okay? So, dear God, we ask for your ray of light. We ask for you to clean our hands, cleanse our intentions, and we ask, dear God, that anything that we've been doing, dabbling, cursing, whatever, or just unknowingly, of course this is not for everyone here, we ask that you please receive that and lift it up and know that our judgment will come in time. But please, we ask for this to be a new day for us so that we may move forward. And dear God, I also ask that all of our loved ones be protected, especially the unborn ones, okay, which are just prisoners to these energies because they're directed at us. And if we're pregnant, you know, it's like the ultimate captive audience. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of you may also be attracting the darkness because, when I say darkness, low-level vibrations, low-level frequencies, which can only attach themselves to us and see us, basically, if we, or interfere with us if we are on some level of vibrational match. I'm seeing that some of you are dealing with some kind of loss, whether it's the loss of a child or loss of a relationship or loss of something that has created just low-level fears. Low-level vibrations are always... Fear is always low levels. Also, when we go to sleep, if we don't protect ourselves enough, we are vulnerable as well to interference. There's just a lot. I'm also seeing here to open up a prayer, have a prayer for those of us who are involved in toxic connections with people who are saying things to us, doing anything they want to us, and we're just allowing it because we are, I guess, entranced by them, by their beauty. Sometimes it doesn't take someone else to literally do any kinds of what's the word? Hateful measures towards us, such as black magic and stuff, for us to fall under their spell. It could be just us deciding to privilege these people over ourselves. And I'm seeing here, some of you are in this low vibration. Some of you know, I'm saying some of you who may be viewing, I feel there's some of you who know that you've been dabbling, and maybe you've done things against other people using, your energy and, black magic, so to speak. And I feel that you're aware that that does come back to you. I think right now it's just distant from you, so you're kind of like, whatever. But I feel that you may have remorse. You may have a little guilt about that, because I'm seeing that here in the eyes, but also seeing in the body that on some level that you know that some of the opportunities and just the level of life that you're living, the opportunities that come to you, the quality of people, and it's like life is now a little grayer, so to speak. And so notice here, the Merkaba and Family of Light, these two cards, they came out together, and notice how they mirror each other. So regardless of where you fall, which side of the veil you fall on, or where you fall in terms of your actions and what has been done towards you or what you've been doing towards others, I'm seeing here that you are blessed. And so we're calling upon Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron to come through. And I do love to call upon our Ascended Master, Saint Germain, God bless, with the violet flame, right? So if you are interested in the violet flame, you can look that up. Anyway, but we're calling upon that kind of clearing. Now, for some of you also, I'm seeing that perhaps this is a past lifetime thing that has been going on, and you're still, and you don't realize it. Maybe you're living such a different life this lifetime. You say, what? Maybe this isn't for me, and you click off the video. Now, if it is for you and you click off the video, please don't worry. The healing is still coming for you. I'm seeing that this healing is coming in, and it's time to get clear of all of these kinds of gross energy, okay? So I'm just saying that, and I've said it before, like, guys, I know we all learn things in our time, but I mean, stop messing with this stuff, okay? I can't say it like more than this. Just stop messing with energy. Like, if you think about yourself as one point, and it's like the basic law of energy. Energy at rest stays at rest. It's going to stay that way unless somebody does that. So think about it this way. If you are like this, anything that you do, whether it's moving your body or having a thought, you are on some level choosing to have that thought, right? So the question is, how are you choosing to spend your energy? Are you going to make that call? Are you going to say that mean thing in the YouTube chat? Are you going to do the unlike button? Are you going to gossip about that person? Are you going to lie to this person? Like, why even bother? And that's just those things that present themselves as choices in the normal day. But to go out and get candles and do all this kind of crazy stuff and get someone's hair, like, that's just way too much. So I just want to say that if that's you, and if this seems like something you're going through, disengage immediately, okay? Please. All right. Now, let me take a sip so we can actually see what's in here. So if you're still watching, I feel like I haven't even looked at the rest of the cards because that's jumped out and I can barely, like, I'm discovering along the way. So the rest of the cards may not necessarily have to do with that. That's what Spirit is saying. Okay, thank you. But this, okay. So hold on, let me take a sip and let's all get centered. All right. Thank you, Spirit. So they're showing me this. See this? I'm hearing that some of you get roped into, see, this is mirroring. This is the same person. This is that clean energy. This is that gross black magic-y, oily, greasy, soiled energy that you carry around with you when you pick up these kinds of things. Now look, look at what they're saying. They're saying that some people get broiled into, the word broiled? Okay. Some people get, anyway, they get pulled into this kind of stuff, and it has a lot to do with love relationships. I'm seeing the 11 here. They want to bring the man to them. They want to do this. They want to do that. And they think it won't be a bad thing to buy a candle, do some love spell, whatever. Not everybody can do that kind of stuff. Just because you want to play doctor doesn't mean you should pick up a scalpel. People are trained for that. And so what Spirit is saying is that sometimes people fall into these traps because they want something so badly, and instead of turning inside and asking about why it is that they want something, especially to the point of obsession, they choose to try to manipulate the energy of the world. And anytime you pick up your hands to do anything or set intentions to do anything, you must make sure that you're not trying to overpower the will of somebody. So instead of saying something like, dear God, can you please make this person come to me, or I'm doing this love spell ×3 to all that stuff, it just makes me so angry. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get angry about it right now, but it just makes me angry because you should spend your time instead. Look at that same thing. Instead of saying, please bring this person to me, focus on you. Please, dear God, whatever blockages there are between me and this other person, I ask for you to remove it into the light so that we both can see who we really are. And then from that place, we can see whether each other is good for each other. So think about it. Are you praying for you guys to be happy together? And that's why you want them to be with you, because you know that you can make them happy, and if they just only grow up and realize it? Or are you praying for their happiness, whether or not that person is directed to you or somewhere else? And that's a litmus test that you really, really, really have to move yourself through. So if this reading is for you, God bless, this is definitely Spirit saying, and they're saying this, stand up and be accounted for. They're saying, come to the light now. In fact, look at this woman. She's listening, see? She's hearing this message, and she's choosing to come out and saying, I'm one of those people. And that is Spirit in this video pulling you in to say, come and receive your blessings. Come and be made clean again. Come and be made clear again. That's what they're doing. They're removing this negative energy from you. All right? So I want you to start focusing on discerning. This, they're saying, is a lesson in discernment. That's one of those lifetime lessons. Maybe you've spent a few lifetimes kind of doing this, and then finally in this lifetime you kind of get it, like, oh, this isn't, the way to go. And that's why I'm seeing past life activation as one of these cards. Boink. Okay. And I'm seeing karmic clearing as another card here. So definitely this is meant for you guys. I'm seeing this card, hold your center. It hasn't really presented itself as yet, but I'm gonna say this could also mean get yourself together, okay? Nothing should be moving you so much for you to commit these kinds of things towards other people. And I think that right now you're starting to learn that, and that's why you're able to see this message. So I'm sure that some people listening to this will notice that, hey, I don't actually want to live this life anymore. Life is just a little bit more gray, and I don't want that, and I want to come out here. Now, if it is not your practice that you have, done these things that we would commonly term black magic, or just really misdirection of energy, think about your actions on a daily basis. Like, for example, let me just use YouTube because we're all here, God bless. You watch a YouTube video, before you go to make that unlike button, freeze. What is it that you're unliking? Is it that it didn't work for you? Is it that you didn't like the person's face? Is it that you feel strongly about what was said? What is it that you're doing? And choose wisely. Before you go to make that comment or reply to somebody else's comment, freeze. What is it that you're actually saying? Is it something that needs to be said, number one? Number two, is it something that is going to change lives? Is it who's benefiting from it? Is it you or is it them? Sometimes people just want to like say stuff to be heard, and you know, you have to think about what it is that you're doing, because it creates too much pain. And as we're seeing here, it's creating pain for the person who has been doing these actions, and for people who are under these kinds of actions and may not even know it. All right, so anyway, so let's jump into the reading. I feel like, yeah, I had no idea. I literally lay the cards, God bless, and then I press play, and then I start reading it. But I knew this was going to be a heavy reading. I didn't know it was this topic. So, all right, so thank you, God. This is what God is saying. Transparency. This is about coming into authenticity, into, they're saying, telling yourself no. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes, I gotta repeat it again, sometimes the answer is no. You ask for something, the answer is no, let it go. Don't try to manipulate, okay? So that's a lesson here. That's a big life lesson, definitely. So if this is you, I mean, give me a shout out. So at least well, you don't have to, I don't really, but you know, just, I want to make sure you get the lesson, right? Let's see. And I think that the reason why you may, if this is you and you're getting this lesson, I think that the reason why you may have come here today is because, and seen this video and stayed this long and said, okay, well, this is still me, so because other people have clicked off, right? But the reason why is because you see this woman, see this, let's see if I can get, see this web here, or this membrane, or whatever, this, she doesn't even want to touch it anymore, but it's still on her. So I feel that for some of you, you want to get out of this kind of energy, and you're wondering why. Thank you. Spirit is saying that's it. They're saying that's why we're here. That's why we're here. This is a meeting because they want to help you get out of it. They really, really want to help you get out of it. Yeah, they're saying yes, we do. Oh, God bless them. So see, when I put these cards down, I just saw there's just a sense of loss and grief. Some of you, I don't know if you've lost any kids, but either way, notice there's mirroring as well. This person could be holding on to like all this fertility, this creativity, this joy, this protection, this not protection, but they're protecting something, this nurturing. But instead, here they are, and they want to get to here, but they can't, and they don't understand why. All right? So, Spirit is definitely, this is like a rescue reading. And I love it because, look at that, protection, family of light coming in. For some of you, this may even be an intervention. You may have come thinking, well, this is blah, 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 but about a love reading or just whatever, and then you see this, and then it's like, oh, I think that if that's the case, somebody on the other side, or some kind of, maybe your guides or something, they're bringing this to your attention because they love you and they want to kind of rescue you from this mindset. Okay. All right, so let's go. Where do we start? Okay. 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 So they're saying, see these two cards here? Divine Sensuality and Dark Angel. What they're showing me here is that the first step that they're going to be taking, because you've taken the first step to come to this reading or to at least hear this out, the first thing that they're going to be doing is addressing the core attraction that you have to living this kind of life. This kind of, some people are, see how he's ecstatic, but it's called Dark Angel. You know why? Because there's something seductive about the night sometimes. There's something seductive about this energy. And part of me like wants to feel into it to see if I can get a word that makes us, you know, feel seductive, but I'm not quite sure what it is, and I don't know if I want to go that deep. But what is it? It's something. I'm sure it's going to be a one word that you know what? I think, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. It's coming across as the word power, and it's like low. It's like a low, and it's almost like a grr, kind of like a growling, like it's a power. It's so powerful. Power can be seductive. It can be, but as I'm saying, but I'm seeing this girl who wants to like reach forward to grab whatever that is. She's like, huh? When I say but, stop. Notice the 22 and the 2. You need to have power and authenticity on your own. Do not employ the means of something else. Okay? Don't do it. Put all that down. That's what they're saying. There is great joy and great power elsewhere. That's literally the angel speaking through me. Sometimes you'll notice my intonation changes. There's great joy and power elsewhere. So they're saying this is not the way to power. And so what they're trying to do is they're saying they're going to be giving you, yay, you're the winner, of a paradigm shift. They just need you to trust in the plan. See this door? There's going to be a point, and maybe it's now, where you're going to come face to face with a choice. You can continue into this power and its seduction, or you can walk through that door. And when you open that door, this is what you're going to see. But right now, this is what you see, is what they're saying. This thing is not trying to keep you here. The minute this door opens, this thing is flooded out because light is so much brighter than darkness. There can be no darkness where there's light. That's if you put a candle on, it's gonna like illuminate the room. That's just how that goes. And so it can use its own trickery to keep you here. But you know, it's your choice whether to open the door and take the risk. It says trust in the plan. What's on the other side? And that's all there is to it. And so that's what they're trying to get you to figure out. And look, once you open that door and you walk through and you come through and you're like, then you realize you're actually, whoa, not alone. You're not alone at all. Check that out. That's you. Cute. Okay? First of all, cute. But look, they're like, hey, there you are. What were you doing out there? We were concerned. Get in here. That's, look, in fact, as I said that, look at this person's hand. It's like, get in here. What are you doing? Okay? Get your butt in here. That's what they're saying. Okay? So they have a sense of humor and they want you to get focused. Why? Bam. I wonder if I'm going to use any of the cards on the board today. Right? Like, it's time to upgrade. And you're deserving of an upgrade, okay? Master healing. You're going to need some master healing. 33 is going to outweigh that 22. And I'm feeling, look at that sensuality and that desire. Look, I want to even throw this card, but I own it, so I don't want to, like, I need it later. And but, you know, look, this is nothing compared to this. This is child's play. This is fool's gold compared to gold. This is fake magic compared to real stuff. Like, this is absolutely nothing. And I can't, like, stress it enough, but I'm seeing that, you know, you're gonna, once you do this, you're gonna be like, oh my god, what was that? That was nothing. Like, that's not the stuff that moves mountains, right? And look at what's gonna happen for you. This is transformation. Wow. Cool. See that membrane thingy? Wow, these cards are so speaking to each other. See the membrane that you don't even want to touch anymore? Check that out. It's all dried up now and yeah. So this is a really great reading. They're really just calling you in to be like, hey, it's time to get your checkup, time to dust off all that stuff, and we're waiting on you. Okay? So I really feel that if you're watching this video and you're still watching and it's for you, I feel that you just need to be like, yes, please, and they will hook it up. They really will. Hold on, let me put that card back here. Got this. Bing! And take a quick sip, and then let's look at the cards. Okay. All right. So, Aquarius, let's take a look at what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing here that there's a love relationship that, now if this doesn't resonate with you, but this did, then please take that with you, okay? If this resonates, but this didn't, then, you know, but I feel like this might be the main thing. But either way, I'm seeing a love relationship. Maybe the two of you guys decided to go your separate ways or whatnot. Maybe on some level you presented yourself as saying, well, that's fine. I think that it could be like, this is what's best for us, and, you know, maybe let's do that, or just whatever it is that you guys decided to do. And it was kind of like, well, fine, this is what's best. And both of you kind of had that. But I feel on some level, at least for one of you, I feel that maybe you really actually underneath the surface wanted to stay together, and maybe, yeah, oh, thanks, Spirit, and they're saying that's true. You wanted to stay together, but maybe one of you, either one of you or both of you wanted to stay together, and you didn't make that known to the other person. And I think maybe that other person went off without knowing that those were the feelings. And I think that that has been haunting you. Now, if it's not you, it's the other person in this connection, because I'm seeing the Nine of Swords energy of this woman, like, I can't get my mind off of this. Like, I could see why this kind of energy could lead to that kind of situation there. Because, you know, it's like, what do I do? And sometimes what you can do is, instead of going out to somewhere else to try to effect this, you instead go to the person, you tell them, like, look, I'm going to keep it real, like, boom. And I think that was an option, but I think it led to other options instead. But I'm seeing that there's some illumination, or at least a desire to have illumination here. And I'm also seeing that a lot of what is going on here is karmic. Oh, yeah, that says karmic over there as well. There's a lot of karmic situation. There's a karmic situation going on here. It's a balancing of the scales, and my eyes are drawn to Saturn. And if you watch these videos, and you know, Saturn is definitely the symbol for karmic stuff. It's a karmic situation. So whenever we have karmic situations, we have to know that, I don't want to say there's less free will, because I don't know, but it's just things are just more, they just have to be done. And so you can question, well, what did I do? Could I have done something differently? And of course there's always a measure of free will, but you still have to, there's certain things that you still have to experience per that karmic contract. Okay. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Let me take a look, see what these are saying. Okay, as I'm looking here, I'm seeing, it looks like I don't know whether to see this as a lot of back and forth energy, but I'm definitely feeling that, looking over here, looks like both of you, or I'm seeing both the male and female energies thinking about each other. I know it's like, well, this looks like a third party situation, but the way I'm looking at it is that this I think is you, Aquarius, but remember, it need not be. You could be either one. But this looks like you, this looks like you, and this person is thinking about you. Now, I don't know why God chose, it's interesting why they've chosen to show you 2 times. But as I'm seeing this, I'm seeing, oh, okay, I'm seeing here, she looks very, let's compare the two yous, or the two. I'm wondering if this is a before and after situation. Because right here, look at her face. It's in shadow. And every time, and I look back here, it's like, is that something in the gazebo? Ah! No, but to my spiritual eyes, it looks like shadow back there. This is somebody, privileged lady. This is somebody doing things, right? So I'm seeing machinations here. But look at how that contrasts with this picture of the same person, right? But there's a cross in the background on this church. This person's energy is more relaxed. They're inside. They look a little sad. They're looking out, right? But they're there and they're in their own energy. And look at their chest here, the ruffles and stuff. This shows acceptance. And that's kind of the message that I'm seeing going back to this card. When Spirit was set, the message Spirit said with this is sometimes the answer is no. And you have to be okay with that. You have to learn to be okay with that. And not to move into black magic situations. Because I'm still hearing that black magic woman, just that part playing. I don't know the rest of the words, but I'm just hearing that. Now, who is this guy thinking about? Is he thinking more about this version? Or is he thinking about this version? Now, I think we can both, because there are only me and one person watching, right? I think we can all see that this person is more inclined towards this version. Sometimes when we work so hard to get somebody in, we end up pushing them away. All right? And so I want you to acknowledge this part of you, this aspect of you. And this is important. If you are not doing any kind of black magic or any kind of thing like that, and you're like, that doesn't relate to me at all, consider your energy. If you have a guy or a person, man or woman, that you are wanting to be with, and this sounds like your story here, are you obsessing about this person? How do you feel about this person? Because there may be something in the way that you're regarding them or thinking about them or whatnot that is pushing this person away. And it's so sweet, because I'm looking at this person looking at you, and they're wondering about you. Excuse me. And I'm seeing here, they're wondering if you're safe. They're wondering if you're safe, because they're picking up something. Is this person a safe person? They may not know like what's going on, but is this person safe? Because I'm seeing this brown around her here, right? But I said, because in their mind about you, there's no makeup on you and none of this frills and stuff. It's just you. No makeup, anything. This person cares about just you. And I really feel that maybe if somebody had said, I want to stay, and then the other one would have acknowledged they want to stay too, and you know, I'm seeing maybe this guy, for somebody here, maybe both of you did say that, but you had to leave because this person, because of work, I'm getting a construction company or some kind of something that there had to be a separation. Maybe you try to get them back or something, or create conditions for that, or I don't know, but this person is still thinking about you, but they don't want bells and whistles, they don't want frills, they just want you. But there's, on an energetic level, there's a part of that person that's picking up that something isn't right here, and they're wondering, is this person safe for me to be around? When you cut out this kind of energy, you create the conditions for them to come back in, because you're removing blockages. And also look how relaxed she is, and now she just looks like a regular person who is missing their mate and hoping and praying. This is a cleaner energy there. So I want you guys to consider that. And if you think about it, if we're assuming you, viewer, are a female, even if this isn't black magic, which it may well be, but if this is just obsession and what not, then I want you to think, if you're looking for your partner, which version of you do you think your partner would find more attractive, right? And so consider that. And if this person doesn't come back to you, or this person isn't meant for you, again, you've got to be, the lesson here is that you have to be okay with that. You have to learn to accept that that is the case. Now, maybe, just maybe for somebody or a few of you, this black magic part is from a past lifetime, and it's coming here karmically in this connection. Thank you, Spirit. In this lifetime, in this connection, is coming up for you because they want to see what you do when this person is separated from you, when you can't get what you want. What is it that you're going to do? Are you going to pray, right? Or are you going to, are you going to pray and work on yourself, or are you going to do things again to try to manipulate the situation? And so I think that this is a karmic thing, and that's why they keep bringing it back to saying sometimes the answer is no. It may very well be that you might say, okay, well, I've learned my lesson, or not even that consciously, if you don't recognize that this is from a past lifetime, this witchcraft stuff. But maybe you might this lifetime be like, oh my god, this guy, I really like him, and oh, he said no, or oh, he has to leave, and I just can't, I can't deal with this. Where do you turn? And that's what Spirit is looking to see. Like, what is your answer? And do you go out and do something, or do you really try to make your own home? Do you try to self-soothe? Do you try to focus on what you have instead? And these are all lessons, and there's so many of you watching and viewing that how this manifests for you is going to be different. And so I'm feeling different storylines. But either way, there's definitely healing here, and there's love. And okay, excuse me, let me take a quick sip. Okay, because I'm seeing that whatever this is, there was definitely a situation where there was a love situation, happy home life, and then followed by heartbreak and indecision. But I think the idea is that maybe you may have focused on work, or maybe there's something that you started working on. It could be this. It could, witchcraft or whatnot. But whatever it is, Spirit is bringing in some temperance. Bringing in some temperance for you. What is temperance? Here, it's healing and it's soothing. So imagine a fire that gets sand thrown on it. Yummy, right? It's cooling. Imagine a burn that gets some soothing salve placed on it. So that's what Spirit is here to do. I think that you have an opportunity, definitely, to cut out some behaviors. And I feel very, very positive that if you're here for this reading, and that if you've stayed this long because it resonated for you, then you recognize that there is an opportunity. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles right here. There is an opportunity for you to fully process this situation in which there is no love being offered. This situation looks like an unrequited love situation. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to take matters into your own hands, as you should? But how? Are you going to do it in the light by praying and healing and being honest with yourself, and moving forward and trusting and giving up to God and knowing that all is well, and just being in this energy? Or are you going to go out of your way to write negative things on people's social media? Like if you're watching, if there's another woman involved, or all sorts of stuff. Are you going to be begging? Are you going to be doing black magic? Are you going to whatever and be in this energy? So I think this is definitely a karmic lesson, and you're being presented with some karmic cheat sheets right now. This reading is a karmic cheat sheet, so to speak. Oh, all right. Remember, this other person can sense it. It's not only about this other person, it's about you, Spirit is saying. So, okay. Yeah. They're saying you have a decision to make. What are you going to do with this pentacle, this Ace of Pentacles that's been given to you? This knowledge, what are you going to do about it? Now, hey, I want to tell you, I've been in that position where, where the hardest part is coming to accept that someone's answer is no. Now, that right there is hard. So I have compassion for you completely. And sometimes there are going to be moments you just want to lay down and die. And there are moments when you can't understand it. There are moments when you're going to be so angry and bitter and all sorts of stuff, and then one day it's just going to hit you, and you could be lying down, it could be anywhere, and you'll feel it, and it'll be like it'll unveil itself to you, and then you'll see what's really causing the obsession and the inability to let go. And I'll tell you right now that what I've heard in those moments are things like anger, like, how dare you say no to me? It's kind of like, and maybe you so are disconnected that you don't feel it, but like, how dare you say no to me? Excuse me? You can't fire me, I quit, you know? And sometimes we're so disconnected from that, we don't feel it that way. We could be crying and thinking we're sad, but really we're angry, and there's an indignation there. That's pride, right? And sometimes we have to, in that moment, what we really need to accept is that we're not the one for that person. And sometimes that's just the truth. We can't be the one for that person. And maybe there's a reason why. And even as you can come to that realization, and once you do, it really does get better. Day by day it gets better, because that knot that has been there and veiled and covered by so many emotions, once you get down to it and it opens itself up to you, the healing starts to happen and things start to subside, and you start to make leaps and bounds. And I will tell you this, your energy opens up. And then, even in those moments, you may still have thoughts like, I sure hope that this person comes back. But soon that will give way to, I'm so focused on other stuff that I like, you know, like, it gets to a point where it's like, you realize, whether they come for me or not, like, you know, I'm so having fun with this. It's interesting how it happens. So I completely understand if you're watching this reading and you're in this space where it's like, I can't let go. I'm so like, because there's something inside of you that you have to look at. And sometimes we have that pride, like, oh, you can't, like, what? You let go of me? It seems like in that moment it's because you think you're blah blah blah, you're the bomb, right? But actually that comes from a place of where, even deeper than that, this person leaving you confirms to you that you're not valuable. And that's why, Spirit is saying, that's why you can't let go of this person, because on some very deep level that you don't know, that's why it's a core wound, it's a core belief. You equate your self-value with this person, and if they leave, that means you're nothing. And sometimes we have to ask ourselves, am I okay with being nothing? And that would be our shortcut. How would I feel if I woke up one day and I realized that I was nothing? I was nothing to anybody, nobody cared, I'm just a regular Joe Schmo, my parents don't love me. Like, what, you have to be at that level. And ask yourself, are you okay with that? And when you get to that point and you say, I'm okay with that, just as I'm seeing this card here pop up. See how she is? She's like, I'm okay with that. And she's healing, she's nice, she's out in the sun, drying off. And then nothing can own you ever again like that. A very similar analogy, a nice analogy of that, is for people who are always afraid that something bad will happen. Like, say, for example, someone's got to do a speech, right? And they're terrified because 3,500 people will be there. And in their mind, they've got all these things built up. What if this happens? What if that happens? They've got anxiety. They're depressed going into the presentation. Months going into the presentation, they don't know what to do, and it's just killing them. And then you take them through it and you ask them, hold on, why are you so upset? Well, if I mess up, then blah, blah, blah. On some level, they feel that if they mess up in that moment, they're going to be no good, and people are not going to like them, and that's because they're trash, they're not worthy. And then you ask them, well, hold on a second, let's think about it. Let's do the okay game, the okay so what game. Say you get out on stage, you trip on the way up, so what? And have them answer. And it can't be an answer that's like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna cry. No, it has to be an answer that's in line with, I'll get up and move on, like something that takes them to the next minute. So you get up, you trip, so what do you do next? Well, I get up and I say something like, oh, excuse me, and I go over to the podium. Okay, so your voice starts shaking, so what? Well, it'll be really embarrassing, but I have to, like, say something like, yeah, you have to continue on. All right, your PowerPoint's not working, so what? What do you do then? Well, first of all, it's going to be terrible. Okay, then, but what do you have to do? And it's getting someone through that moment. And I think that for you, if this is you and you're having trouble, getting over this unrequited love. Okay, that's why I'm sorry if I'm losing you, because this isn't for you. But if this message is for you, then I'm not sorry, and thank you for listening. But if you're having trouble with unrequited love, this is where you are, and you have to get to a point where you can accept it, even as you know that you still wish that this person will come back, and even as you know that you still wish this would all be a test and that I'll heal, but then he'll come back, and it will get the ball rolling. All right. Okay, so almost done with this. Almost done with this energy. I was gonna say reading, but I heard Spirit say energy. All right. So let's see right here. So in the month of October, my very special Aquarius, or whoever was guided to this reading, I see you at any time. I see you coming to an end of this cycle. This is destruction that's in your past, right? But I'm seeing here your eyes are moving on from this obsession over this other person and just moving on to what's next. And time is out here, right? It's the end of the cycle. It's time to move on. And this what do you call it? This message, this reading comes to you today as like a cheat sheet. So maybe in the month of October you will be having to deal with this, but I really feel that a lot of you are currently dealing with this already. But if you are going to be dealing with this, the point is to make the choice. Either way, anybody, make the choice to accept what is. And from then on, move forward. Now, part of me wants to say, move into this emperor. The emperor is the go-getter. Look at him. I almost said, look at her. Yeah, him, her, right? Grabbing this opportunity. Do it. Sorry. But then part of me also wanted to say, ooh, is this guy or this other person that, like, is, thinking about you? Is he going to see this as an opportunity once you clean up? I don't know, right? I want to spin this little wheel here. Where it stopped, nobody knows where it stops, right? But the point is that you've got to take this chance, grab the opportunity. So long story short, this was a very intense reading. I didn't expect, but I'm so grateful to be able to bring it through to whoever needs it. God bless. Let's all take a deep breath and breathe out, and pat yourself on the back. Amen. Yes. Yeah, pat yourself on the back, because you're going to be healing and clearing this up. Okay? Whether you are dabbling or not dabbling or whatever it is, you're going to be fine. All right, so I am going to go ahead and leave it here and say bless you guys. If you'd like a private reading, you can find my information in the box below. If you'd feel like donating because you're like, whoa, thanks. Thank you. You can feel free to copy and paste the link, the PayPal link, into your search bar, and then you can easily put that in. That's it. No need to do anything else other than that. Also keep an eye on my community tab in my channel, because that's where I usually post my dailies and weeklies. Sometimes they're written because I don't have my camera on hand, and so that's all there is to it. And thank you so much. Okay, I love you, and have a lovely October. Bye.